We have some absolutely massive Warhammer 40,000 releases coming next year. Things that will probably blow us all away. Now, this video is going to be related to a video I did the other day, which is about the Tau rumours, but we're going more into that because the questions I got in the comment section was, hey, Valrak, what is next? So I thought what best to do is to look at the Codex roadmap that GW have just updated, go through all that with rumours, speculation, what I'd like to see, what I think is going to be coming out, and we can all get on the same page and enjoy the hype together. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. Just so we're all on the same page, the image in the background right now shows the updated Codex roadmap for Warhammer 40,000. You can ignore Winter 2023 because the AdMech and the Necrons, we've already seen the pre-orders. It's actually on pre-order right now. We've seen all the models. We've seen everything. The juicy stuff is the Dark Angels, Orks, Adeptus Custodes, Tau, Chaos Space Marines, Genestealer Cults, Adeptus Sororitas, and of course, that famous Redacted in the summer of 2024. Big things coming. Absolutely huge things are going to be coming for these codexes. Now, straight away, I want to talk about the release schedule of the first couple of codexes because I am hearing things in the rumorverse right now. Now, we all know Dark Angels are coming, and we'll get onto the Dark Angel stuff in a second because I've heard even more Dark Angel stuff, which is going to get a lot of people hearts pulsating and get them excited. So Dark Angels are supposed to be the first codex out, or the first big release of 2024. After that, I'm hearing it is going to be the Tau. And again, we'll get onto the Tau stuff. I did a full depth video about that the other day, but we'll briefly go over there because I have heard a couple of new things about the Tau as well. And after that, it's supposed to be the Orks. So Dark Angels, Tau, and then Orks. That's what the Whisperverse has been telling me. So let's start, of course, with the Dark Angels. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record when I keep saying this, but the Dark Angels are supposed to be getting a big range refresh with the launch of their brand new Codex supplement. Deathwing we've already seen. Asmodai we've already seen. But on top of that, there is going to be a brand new box set that is going to release in just for Dark Angels. In that box set is supposed to be Deathwing Knights, there's supposed to be Terminators in there, and there's supposed to be a brand new Belial book. But the big news I'm hearing right now is apparently that this box may be dropping earlier rather than in spring. So for people who don't really understand what goes on with GW, they normally put out like a limited edition box. And this year, we never really got that for 40k. It normally comes out in November. We've had Black Templar ones, we've had Votan ones, Sisters of Battle ones. I'm sure there's other ones. Imperial Guard, did I mention Imperial Guard? I'm not too sure. Imperial Guard ones. So you get a bunch of models in these boxes. And also, you get the Codex in there as well a couple of months before it goes on general release. And apparently, this is supposed to be happening with the Dark Angel box. I'm not saying that this is going to happen in January, but I've heard whispers that potentially in January, the Dark Angel box set is going to drop. You can get all those models first, then you're going to have to wait a couple of months for the general sale for everything else. I do believe that is going to happen, but again, rumors are rumors. Just because I believe them doesn't mean that you should believe them. Also adding on to the Dark Angel release is upgrade kits. I've spoken about this before and I've heard a few more things which may clear this up. Apparently, we are going to get a big upgrade kit coming for the Dark Angels. Try to think of this like the Black Templar upgrade kit, the Cadian upgrade kit, where you get a different bunch of like heads, weapon options, jazzy stuff to just make your Marines look more like the chapter or the regiment that they're representing. Apparently, there's supposed to be, not Deathwing, Ravenwing. I always get Deathwing and Ravenwing mixed up, sorry. There's supposed to be Ravenwing upgrade parts in there. I'm not saying it's going to be like brand new bikes, maybe just like Ravenwing symbols to stick on your bike. So if you have Outriders or the new Land Speeders, it just gives them a little bit of a theme to match the rest of your army. But exciting things coming for Dark Angels. I'm sure going towards the end of this year, we may even get even more teasers and previews of it. But definitely next year, that's when the stuff is really going to start rocking up and we're going to see a lot of cool things. Now, moving on with the Tau stuff, and the other day I more or less did a video covering this, but it's still a good thing to talk about with the Tau. Now, in that Tau video, I did mention that Kroot and like Vespids apparently getting some brand new models. There's supposed to be a new box set of the Tau coming out. In that, there's going to be new Kroot models in there. There's going to be characters. I have heard an updated thing to that apparently one of the characters is riding something. Kroot Cavalry. I don't know what that involves, but that's something to look forward to. Also, a part of the Tau launch, there is going to be an actual Tau figure releasing. It's supposed to be a new Tau Ethereal. Apparently, it's a melee Tau Ethereal. People are telling me that that's some type of character, but I've had an update to that, and apparently that Tau character or that Tau Ethereal model, which I've heard in the Whisperverse, is supposed to be a Warhammer like birthday model, or what's it called? A commemorative model or something like that. You know what GW put out these fancy models where you can get from like events or birthdays. Apparently, that's what that Tau model is. So hopefully we can all get one and we don't have to like wait months and months to get it. But I'm hearing it's going to be that type of release rather than releasing with the actual Tau stuff. Maybe it's going to be coming before the Tau launch. Maybe it's like the New Year's model they're going to show off, like this is this year's birthday store model or something like that. So we should be seeing that before the Kroot stuff is being launched and the whole new Tau, well, I say Tau refresh, Kroot refresh happens with the Tau Codex drop. Now, moving on for the Tau and going into my favorite Xenos boys, it's the Orks. Now, we've already had a little bit of a preview of what potentially is coming for the Orks. I'll put the rumor image in the background. There's a lot of speculation about this. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a new Ork unit. Some people are saying it's going to be a new Ork war boss character, stuff like that. At this point in time, my guess is as good as yours. I don't think we're going to get a big Ork refresh. We've just had a couple of big Ork refreshes. We've had the Beast Snaggers, all the brand new boys, even though they're boring monopose, and I wanted non-monopose boys, but that's another rant for another time. And I just don't see Orks getting a bunch of new kits. I do think Orks maybe get like 1 or 2 new kits, but is in terms of like a Dark Angel refresh, like a Beast Snagger refresh that we saw before, I don't think that's going to happen with the Orks. I still do think the Orks actually do need quite a lot of models updating to their range. So hopefully GW look at this and maybe go with like new Tank Busters, Burner Boys, Storm Boys, everything like that, because these are the models that a lot of Ork players play with, and they just don't look up to the standards, especially when you put them next to all the new stuff. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the Orks do get some big releases, but right now, I can only see them probably getting 1 kit coming out with their codex. Now, after the Orks, we're going into the Wilderness because we don't really know what's going to come next. Is it going to be the Chaos? Is it going to be the Adeptus Custodi codex? I'm going to say, just for me, it's got to be the Adeptus Custodes, because I actually want to talk about the Adeptus Custodes and some of the stuff which I hope happens in their codex in terms of models. Because when you look at the Custodes, they're kind of a complete range in a way. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, no, they're not, Valrak, we need this, we need that. I agree. You need more plastic vehicles in terms of tanks. Hopefully, Games Workshop brings over some of the resin stuff into a plastic format. I think that could be an absolute massive win for Custode players and for collectors as a whole, because resin products are very, very overpriced. But I just don't see GW doing that at this time. We could go with different HQs coming out for the Custodes. I don't really know what you could actually add to the HQs. A lot of people say Valdor, and the whole Valdor speculation is wild. The King in Yellow, everything like that. I'm not going to go down like the spoiler hole, but potentially there is room for Valdor. But if Valdor was to come back, I don't see him being a part of the Adeptus Custodes. I think he's finished with that, and he's going to be like an individual character serving his own purposes for the greater good of the Imperium. So put the Valdor stuff aside. Some of my friends were telling me maybe like an apothecary unit for the Adeptus Custodes. Maybe that could be something that could come for them. I don't personally see that. If anything, it's probably going to be a new unit of something. Maybe another fast attack unit, maybe more of a heavy ordnance kind of unit, which can really bring down vehicles on the battlefield, even though most of the Custodes stuff does bring down vehicles because they hit like a brick wall. It's a really, really hard one when it comes to Custodes, because everything which I see building an army with Custodes is already there. And I just can't think of anything new to add to that range. Like I said, you can bring the resin stuff to plastic, but adding something brand new, your guess is as good as mine. Custode players, please tell me, what would you like added to your range? Something that's new, not something from resin to plastic, something that's new that your range is missing. Help me out in the comment section. Anyway, moving on to the Chaos Space Marines, and I have heard a rumor about the Chaos Space Marines, and that is Chaos Bikers. Finally, is this the time we are going to get Chaos Space Marine Bikers wheeling into the sunset in the Dark God's name? Fingers crossed that does happen, but I've been saying this from the start. I think the thing that Chaos needs is more characters. Huron Blackheart needs a bloody new model. Games Workshop, when this needs to happen. The Red Corsairs need to become more of like a center stage warband. The Black Legion are cool and everything. Abaddon's cool, but Huron and his boys are also equally as cool. I think one of the things that we may see, and this is relating back to the Kill Team reveals that we got a Night Lord upgrade kit. We've been going wild for that Night Lord upgrade kit. It looks absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. What if now, during the Chaos launch, I personally predict that maybe this is the way GW are going to upgrade the rest of the warbands? An Iron Warrior upgrade kit, a Word Bearer upgrade kit, an Alpha Legion upgrade kit, maybe a Red Corsair warband upgrade kit. This is one of the ways that they can bring that personality to the table, just like they've done with the Night Lord upgrade crits. I think that would be a really, really good way of doing it, and a lot of people, when I've been talking about this, are on board with that. They would love to see more upgrade kits for the Chaos warbands. And then moving on to the summer releases, we have 3 big codexes coming out. Again, Gene Stealers, Adeptus Sororitas, and the Redacted one, which, again, really excites me. Now, for Gene Stealer cults, I'm sorry, this is probably the Xenos race I know absolutely nothing about. Well, I do know their lore and stuff like that. I know what they do. They bring the high fleets to the stuff. They get into the systems and, you know, kill a planet from within, taking it down, everything like that. But in terms of new models, like, your guess, again, is as good as mine. Is it going to be some new HQs? Is it going to be some new infantry models? Maybe, you know, a heavy tank or something like that? The possibilities are really endless, because the Gene Stealer cults literally are like the Imperium. They can infect everything in the Imperium. So any vehicle you can think, or any model really that the Imperium could have, the Gene Stealer cults theoretically could have and use on the battlefield. So the possibilities are really endless when it comes to that for the army. With the Sisters of Battle, I absolutely love the Sisters. Can I just say this right now? I absolutely love the Sisters of Battle. I think they're probably one of the most coolest looking armies on the battlefield, like the organ tanks, piano tanks, I like to call them. Look fantastic. In terms of them getting like a full refresh or a new big refresh, I wouldn't put any money on it. It's probably going to be a single release, just like most of the stuff we're talking about. A single release of maybe a character or another unit that brings something else to the table. Again, I don't really see them getting anything massive in terms of a vehicle or a tank. It's probably going to be something type of HQ. I would say a Psyker, but I don't think Sisters do Psykers, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Sister players. You know, flame it as you do. But yeah, I am excited to see what they get, because anything that does come out for Sisters is always a big, huge, massive relief. So fingers crossed we get some more information on that very, very soon, and they get something absolutely badass. And finally, the Redacted. Now, we've spoken about this before, and it does get me absolutely buzzing about this, because there's 3 ways this could play out. One is that GW put Redacted down because they just want to tease us. They want to get the hype there. They just want this to happen. The buzz around, oh, it could be this, it could be that, right? And it's just going to turn out to be, I don't know, Blood Angels or Death Watch or something like that. It could be the Emperor's Children, right? The Emperor's Children are definitely coming. Don't let anyone tell you different. Fulgrim is going to get a brand new model. You're probably going to get a brand new Lucius the Eternal, Eidolon maybe, Noise Marines, right? That possibly is all coming with the Emperor's Children release. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when now. We are in the end game with the Emperor's Children. But if it's not the Emperor's Children, maybe it's a codex where they can't show the art piece to. And I've said there's probably 2 codexes that they may not show the art pieces to. One is the Blood Angels, because I am hearing some funky stuff with the Blood Angels, some new units. If you like Golden Boys, get ready. And maybe the Imperial Guard, because we've talked about this before with the Imperial Guard, that apparently Krieg are getting a brand new plastic range coming to the Guard, like a second wave of releases to the Imperial Guard, and it's all Krieg based. So Krieg could potentially be on the cover of the brand new Imperial Guard Codex, and that's probably why they don't want to show that off, because it would spoil, it would, like, yo, the rumors are true! Krieg are coming, and we're about to get a bunch of brand new models for that range. Whatever happens, I'm absolutely excited. I'm telling you, it's going to be an absolutely winning year in terms of model releases. I know people ask me about rules all the time. I'm sorry, I just don't care about the rules. I love to play the game and stuff like that, but I don't focus on the rules because the rules change every other week, and these models last for the next like 15 to 20 years. So I'm hyped for all the potential model releases. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more stuff coming in the months of December, definitely at the start of the new year, because all the preview shows. Don't forget, you got LVO on the 19th of January as well. So many reveal shows coming up where we can potentially see some big releases happening with Warhammer 40,000. That's not adding like Kill Team and stuff. I'm hearing more Kill Team stuff, more voting Kill Teams. Maybe on the horizon. Holy hell. Right, that's another video for another time. Right, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. Have a great day. See you now. If you've got any thoughts, feedback like that, post it down below. I'm have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. See ya, and bye-bye.